In the last section of engaging your audience online, we looked at how business-to-business marketers are successfully using Web 2.0 technologies to engage their audiences online. Now we're going to look at how law firms can do that. We're going to look at how law firms have done it in the past, how they're successfully using traditional tools, and then also look at the way that firms are moving forward to use some of these more cutting-edge technologies. First though, let's take a minute and think about engagement. If this seems a little foreign to you, if this all seems a little intimidating and sort of technology-centric, it's not really a technology issue. Don't think about it that way. Think about it this way. How do you engage with your audiences offline? How does a lawyer, a rainmaker, engage with a client offline? Think about somebody that you walk into a party and you meet them and you just think you want to continue to talk with them. You feel like they get it and you're engaged. How do you engage offline? You understand the person's need, you pay attention, you're responsive, you're interested and you're interesting, you're inclusive, you bring people and information together, you make things easy for the people that you're engaging with, easy to engage with you, and you're focused, you're passionate, you're there. Those are all the same things that really play out online. So if you play that through just for a second, and you think about all those things, the focus, the engagement, the passion about a subject, the fact that you pay attention, all those things apply online as well. What happened in the American Express example? I signed up in one place, and that information was brought through to all the other American Express sites that I interact with. American Express's site paid attention. It remembered me. It was responsive to what I already told it I was interested in. It's an easy concept, but I think a very powerful one. So let's look now at some must-haves using that concept for engagement in terms of using the web online and using law firm websites. Then we'll look at some enhancements, targeted and integrated marketing, how firms are starting to reach out to particular communities and use some new technologies. And then we'll look at the cutting edge. We'll look at the way that law firms are beginning to engage users online with some new video technologies, some new ideas around cause marketing, some new ideas around social networking and so forth. So on the must-haves, just to sort of level set here. First of all, centralized content management is absolutely critical today. Typical law firm website has many thousands of pages when you consider the articles, the bios, the practice group pages, and everything else associated with it, at least for a large firm. Managing all that content in a single place so that you can do it quickly and easily and you can focus on adding value rather than managing content is key. And you look at a site like DLA Piper where they're serving 26 countries, 25 countries, 64 offices. Centralized content management allows that to be a single firm. And today that is critical because speaking with one voice is pretty important to really engaging. Second, relational content. So pulling out individual pieces of content and being able to repurpose those content in a variety of different ways. So you look at something like the Jones Day homepage, each of those individual highlighted pieces of content there can be used on practice group pages, in individual bios, in industry pages, in blogs, in newsletters, anywhere else, because they're all treated as separate individual pieces of content, as opposed to one long running set of text. Breaking content up so that it can be displayed and related elsewhere is critical and is a must-have today. Also, when you focus on the content, providing valuable content is key. You look at the Perkins Coie antitrust website, the antitrust practice group page, and of course they've got information on the practice, but then it's surrounded with valuable information like best practices in commercial law, top 10 tips on how to stay out of court or what to do when you are sued, updates that you can receive from them through RSS or email, experience information, client summaries, events that you can participate in, as well as bios and all the other general information. This looks a lot like the Intel site, looks a lot like the American Express site, looks a lot like the Accenture site. You land on that page and they give you every variety of content using traditional media. There's no video here, there's no podcast here, but the concept of providing value in an integrated way to engage your audience is clear. Then certain audience-specific sites have become required now. Career sites, for example, have become more and more common, and we've found through a number of interviews that we've done with our clients' recruits that there are a few things that differentiate the kind of information that recruits are looking for. They're looking for two different things. Recruits are looking for information on what it's going to be like to work there, what the mentoring programs are like, salaries, all those types of things. And then they're also looking for information on what you really do, how the firm actually practices, who your clients really are. And we've found from interviews that they look for those two things in two different places. They want the former information, what it's like to work there, those types of things on your recruiting site. But when it comes to what you really do, where you really have strengths in your practices, they don't trust your recruiting site. They're going to look to what you're saying to your clients on your main site. And so you need to have both of these voices present. Another example, on the Foley career site, we're seeing more firms starting to split up between law students, laterals, and staff. And then, of course, alumni sites have now become a key component of any business development strategy. As everyone knows, alumni provide a phenomenal network of business development opportunity, and very few firms that we work with today are lacking an alumni program. And then in order to pull people to these sites, almost every firm that we work with today has outbound communication programs in the form of email newsletter campaigns. About 85% of NLJ 250 firms, according to a recent Hubbard survey, use email marketing campaigns to try to reach their audiences. What we know is that what people are looking for is valuable information that actually will help them do their jobs. What they're not looking for, and what they don't want to receive from you to clog up their inbox, frankly, is information on which new partners were just put into position at what particular practice group. They want to know, what can you provide me that's going to actually help me do my job? In the next part, we're going to look at some of the more leading edge technologies that firms are beginning to use that are really helping them engage online.